Okay, super short video today, but on addiction. So we always think of addiction as being really heavy substance abuse, alcohol, sex, drugs. But really, most of us are addicted to something. Most of us are addicted to looking to make ourselves happy by something outside of ourselves. And this is what addiction is. There was a recent study that actually, when people go into hospital and they're put on pain relief and drugs, a lot of it is significantly stronger than anything you will ever get your hands on recreationally. I personally have never taken I've never taken any kind of hard drug, so I can't speak from experience, but from studies, it's been said that the drugs we're given when we're in hospital are stronger than things we can get our hands on. Yet nobody leaves hospital as an addict. So why is that? And that's because we are addicted to things to make ourselves happy, to avoid facing ourselves. It's got nothing to do with the substance. It was a really amazing study because it shows that substance itself isn't addictive. What is addictive is trying to fill ourselves up from something outside of ourselves because we haven't worked on ourselves and we haven't made peace with who we are. That I don't believe that any addict can ever say they're really happy with themselves or their lives. They might say they are at the time, oh, I love doing it and I'm so fulfilled and I've had a great life and everything like this. But deep down, if they come out the other side, they'll admit they were never happy during that phase, because you can't be addicted to something outside of yourself and be happy with yourself and be content. Now, sure, you can enjoy something, but it's different to being addicted to something. Addiction is a need. It's a need to make yourself happy outside of yourself. And we all have addictions, or we all do until we've really worked on ourselves anyway. So you might, other addictions are things like shopping, eating, even socializing. I mean, I know of people that need to socialise every night because they can't face being with themselves and sitting in with themselves. We really need to make peace with ourselves, love who we are, because until we do, we're going to constantly keep seeking to fill the void by external, even a hobby or the gym. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a hobby. That's great. Nothing wrong with the gym. But when it becomes an addiction, when it becomes a need, and a way of escape, of really just sitting with ourselves and being happy and comfortable with who we are, this is when it becomes an addiction. So it's not, I really honestly don't believe people can get over an addiction by stopping. I mean, I notice all these programs and I'm sure lots of people have stopped through them, and that's great if they have, but I feel we shouldn't, why do we need to go from just banning something in our lives and never ever ever being able to enjoy it, like never ever be able to have a drink? Is that really being cured of an addiction, or is it just this, like, abstaining from something that you constantly crave, because if you have one you'll go back into the pattern? To me, that suggests that you haven't really cured the addiction or the reason for the addiction. You've just stopped yourself and probably found another addiction to balance it out. Quite often you'll find that people go from being quite crazy with an addiction to being super religious. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, if that's fulfilling, but maybe look at how you're using the religion. Is it almost in an addictive manner like the addiction was? I just think it's about really looking at why you need these things in your life to fill you up. And that's what I wanted this video to be about. I really believe that rather than just stopping, because I don't think you're going to be able to stop. You might be able to abstain for a while, for a few years. And the reason there's always these relapses because there was nothing done about the original problem, which was that you just weren't happy with yourself. You weren't happy by yourself, sitting with yourself. You didn't love yourself. You didn't have the stability and the happiness in your life. And so you're trying to look at ways to avoid realizing that. So if you have an addiction to something, which most of us do on some level, it's about bringing it back inside. What is it we're lacking inside? Where is our connection to ourselves not there, that we're looking and we're reaching out for these things and we can't live without these things? Like I said, it can be anything. Even over socializing can be this as well, because it's kind of, I can't sit with myself, I can't be with myself. If I can constantly be out of my house, then, I don't actually have to face any of my issues. I can just throw myself into, even if it's not in an addictive way, drinking and socializing and going out with friends. So if you can't really just sit with yourself and be really content and peaceful and happy on a day-to-day basis with your life, then that's what you need to fix. Or the issues that you've pushed down and you don't want to surface from childhood, because these issues are keeping you trapped now. It's like you don't want to have to face them, so you drink away the pain, or you take drugs to take away the pain, or you have endless relationships. It doesn't have to be sex, it can just be constantly needing to date, because really when we're totally comfortable with ourselves, we just be and we're happy, and then that's when we attract exactly what we need into our life, and we attract a really balanced relationship, because we have a very balanced relationship with ourselves. When you're constantly out there seeking for it, it's because you've not made peace with yourself. So I just wanted to shed that thought on addiction. And if you do feel you've got an addiction to something, anything, don't try and stop, because it's going to be near impossible. If you fix the problem, you just won't want to do it anymore. It will dissolve. It's like you won't even have the desire anymore. And it's because you've gone in and you fixed the root of why you had it. If you just stop, you'll just constantly be living wanting to reach out for it, or you'll move it to a different type of addiction. So, however you need to do it, just coaching, healing, whatever you feel guided to, go in and fix the root of the problem so that you can actually heal it and not want to keep going for those external things.